What's the biggest show you've done? Because obviously you've played some of these kind of huge events.
Yeah, I guess biggest, it depends on like how you define it. So like, I guess there's two types. So if you say biggest, what's the biggest crowd I've ever wrestled in front of?
Yeah, let's hear that one first.
Let's do that one. It's either I did even my WWE debut. So that was the O2 in London. So that's, I think that was sold out. So maybe that was like 12,000 people, I think, that night. It's either that one or it's when me and Mark did Monday Night Raw at the Cooperative up in Manchester. So that, I think, again, would have been like over 10,000 people. Wow. So that's the biggest number-wise. So one of my students asked me recently about that, and I couldn't give him a definite. And he was like, "How do you not know how many people?" And I was a bit like,
"You weren't working the door."
I tried to count them, but I couldn't. Like even to hit, but again, when you're like starting out, you know those numbers, but once it goes over a certain point, unless somebody is, I even tried to Google it to have a look, and it just didn't have a number.
Right.
So I was like, I don't know the official, but
it's
it was
approximate.
Over 10,000. Over 10,000. That would be it. And then for me, when you say the biggest, as in like what it meant to me, we wrestled at the Motor Point Arena in Cardiff. So that was sold out. So that was 5,000 people, and me and Mark won the NXT UK Tag Team Championships. So we got to become the first Welsh wrestlers ever to hold gold in the WWE, which is wild. Yeah. We got to do it in the capital city,
Wales,
which I got to do it with my mum and my wife-to-be, whatever, in the audience, and my brother. And then on top of it, which is a full, absolute mind-boggling full circle moment, they decided that week to bring in a guest coach for WWE, and it was Adrian Street. So I got to literally, only proper time I'd met Adrian was that week. So literally there's a photo when we come backstage of me, Mark, and then Adrian's in the middle of us. So like the guy who like was the one who went off and pioneered from Brumau was in the audience when we became the first Welsh champions of history. We always say, and then Mark, on top of it, my tag team partner Mark Andrews, he submitted, because he's in a band called Junior, he submitted music. Could this be the soundtrack for the show? And they went, yes.
Oh my God.
So we like, literally me and him is like bucket list ticking stuff off. It's like, you couldn't, if we wrote this, it's too unrealistic.
But yeah, that's not going to work in a movie.
You're going to become the first Welsh champions in the capital city of where you were born with your best mate, one of your best mates you met on the first day of training. And the guy from your town who's a hero will also be there. And your mate will also be the guys with the soundtrack and the music. And we'll put your family in the audience to tick it all off. And we're like, Yep. Wow. And that exactly happened. So
it must have been quite the party after.
My honest to God, again, full circle moment. We win, and we're like celebrating, and then the referee says to us, "You can get in the crowd." And as soon as I said that, my brain just went Eddie Guerrero, Brock Lesnar, when he's just in the crowd for the championship. So we just jumped straight in the crowd. So it is just like I still think about it now and be like, unreal, like ticking all those things off. But yeah, that was just, I remember a couple of weeks before when it was looking like this was going to be the match and this could happen. And I was like, if this does happen, Mark, we'll be like the first Welshman in WWE to hold gold. And then he was like, no, there's got to have been a Welshman before us. And I was like, they had signed other Welsh people, but they had just never put gold on them. So he was like, no. And he was looking through it. And Mason Ryan from North Wales, who went to work on Raw, Mark's like, sure, you won the tag belts with Punk. And I was like, nope, looked it through, didn't. Nixon Newell, who's Tegan Knox. She's from, she's going to kill me, Bargoed, there we go. And she'd been signed and she was in NXT and stuff like that. And she had never won gold. And Mark's like, oh my God. So when that happened, it was just absolutely unreal. And I just always just think about, even though like we've left the company since then and we've done other stuff, that's the one thing that can never be taken away from. If there's another Welshman or a Welsh woman down the road.
You were the first, man.
Yeah, we're the first.
That's incredible.
So that's the big